Oh, hi, my name is Rieser, Heintjes. I have a major show right now at the Carter Burden Gallery of my welded steel fused with glass work. The work there are 9 pieces, and I've named them after the elements of the periodic table. And this is one of them. I started glasswork when I first came to New York at Pratt Institute. They had my main endeavor coming to Pratt was to learn how to make stained glass windows. I didn't want to be restricted to glass and lead, so I was looking for alternative ways to show the glass and the metal. So I started doing glass and steel. So I learned welding that first semester also in '75. This one is Elements, neon, Elements number 10 neon. My youngest daughter loves this artwork because of the circles. And she actually inspired me to name the pieces after the elements. She asked me, what are you going to call your artwork? And I says, well, it's oxyacetylene welding, and it has to do with major gases and science and elements. And so I said, oh, I could name them after the elements of the periodic table. So I started calling them after the elements of the periodic table. So I want to make 118 of them, of the natural elements. So I'm up to 27. This is Elements number 27. It's I wanted to be more lyrical with the work and have a wall piece. So that's what this is. My last one. This is the most recent one that's completed. This is one of the earlier ones where in the metalworking class I take welding at Pratt Institute, and the teacher, Adam, he teaches you how to do all the different phases of metalworking. So we did forge work, and torch. So we cut out the shape with the torch and then forged it with a huge hammer in great amount of heat, and then I added it to my welded piece. So it was unusual shape for the welding. This is also one of the earlier ones where we did forging, and I kept all the pieces within 13-14 inches because I fused the glass onto the sculpture at Urban Glass, and the kiln available to me has a 14-inch square parameter, so I have to keep the sculptures within 14 by 14 inches so I can get them into the kiln. And it's this one I especially love because I learned to cut with the huge, very hot torch, because this is thick metal. So I was able to cut a shape and add it to the sculpture. Actually, this was fired twice because it was so heavy it fell apart at the first firing in the kiln. So I had to take it back to the welding studio and re-fire it. We re-weld it so that it would be more stable. And then I put it back in the kiln and added more glass to it. So this one has been fired twice. So I love this one for being so playful. And I learned that if you put a ceramic brick in the kiln while the welded sculpture is being fired, you can create little ledges with the glass, and the glass will stay. It'll be like a drawing in space. It'll stay wherever the ceramic brick is. So you can have a lot of variety in the levels of the glasswork that you have with the welded sculptures. This one is like my knight in shining armor. This one he's very regal. I just wanted to place the different different steel the different steel. It's like form in space. You think of a class form in space, and you try to position the pieces. Not only do I position them so that they stand by themselves, when I'm welding, all of the pieces are able to stand on their own. So I'm always constantly working with gravity. So this one, I had to make sure that they were able to stand next to one another. They were able to hold their own. So this one is like a circus. It's very playful. I'm experimenting with all the tools at the metal working class. You can bend metal, you can bend pipe, you can bend sheet metal, you can forge. So this is bending metal on the roller. You calibrate it to the size of the dimension that you want the circle to be. And so this one worked out. And people have liked this one. Actually, it's sold. So I'm so happy about that. So the show at the Carter Burden Gallery at 548 West 28th Street, 5th floor, will be up till December 6th. And I will be here every Saturday from 1 to 6. Thank you so much for viewing this video, and come stop by. It's a great show.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much.